the new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word!
It's another incredible moment tonight.
Jeff Smith!
It's match down.
5-star performer, and the bullseye is hit.
It's Johnny Magny!
Going to be up against weekly winners wherever he goes. And this guy's flying right now. This is not going to be enough this time.
Well, it won't be because of the fact that you've got players potentially on 6 points beforehand. Scott Taylor taking out the ton to get the break, leading 1-0 here to level up at 1 apiece. It's actually quite inviting, very inviting, very good. And we're back on terms at 1 apiece.
The winner from the United States and Canada. Well, Whitlock is on a charge here on the doubles. 3 out of 3. I bet you're not going to lay up from this position. You've got to be kidding me. What a shot that is.
Robinson.
That's totally unnecessary.
So it's the final night in terms of the race of qualification through to Saturday evening's finale. So welcome along to all the action. You're joining us live here on Pluto TV. Well, hello, good evening. Welcome along to the action where come the close of play tonight, we'll know the 6 players that would have qualified their way through to tomorrow evening's final here at the Modus Super Series. An intriguing night, that's for sure, and we're going to be watching it all in the company of the asset, that is Paul Nicholson. Great to see you once again. And it's Scott Taylor who's in cruise control. He's picked up 8 points so far from this campaign, a full complement of points on Thursday night, and he looked really good.
Yeah, he looked good enough, didn't he? I think he'll be looking to do exactly the same tonight. That's usually the mindset when you've won 4 from 4. But I think he's experienced enough to know that even though he won 4 out of 4, there was a high, there was a low, and there was a couple of bits in between. So if you can smooth things out, it should be plain sailing through to Saturday night once again.
So he should make it through, theoretically, although we have seen stranger things happen. And this afternoon, Matt Denon converted a perfect start into a perfect 10. He was joined alongside Andy Davidson through. It's an emotional one for Andy. We know what he's been through the last 12 months or so, and it meant a great deal to cross the finishing line here.
Yeah, it really did. You look at that celebration at the end. That game with Winspear, there could have been all sorts of trouble in that one. He knew exactly what he had to do before he was towing the Oki in that best of 7 leg match. So the fact that he was able to come through it shows what kind of character he is. He had a shot at 145 earlier in that match of treble 20, treble 19 and double 14, and he just missed it. But then later on in the game, he had the 153, same treble combo and then a different double, and it found his way through to a Saturday night, which has to be seen as a bonus.
So this is how the tournament bracket breaks down, and this is how Group B looks going into the final night's worth of play. Scott Taylor at the top, and what in particular in regards to him, I know we spoke about him a little bit earlier on, but what in particular stood out for you?
I think it's the tenacity, isn't it? When he plays well, he can average over 100. We saw that last night. But the thing is, he's able to dig his way out of trouble in games with this face-twitching ability to say, I don't like this. I want to be able to dig myself out of this. And he was able to do it last night. My only bit of advice to Scott this evening would be, don't rest on your laurels. Don't think that where you are is going to be good enough for Saturday night. Go out there and try and win this group and try and send a statement out to Ron Muhlenkamp and to Matt Denon and say, I'm going to win Group B. Let's all have a bit of a rumble on Saturday night.
Right, let's have a look at the odds. Now, Scott Taylor goes off favour. There's no surprises in that. But is Reece Robinson potentially at 7-4 a bit of value?
Yes, he is, because he's only 2 points behind. He's got the flair. We saw it with the 1-2-4 checkout last night and a whole host of other things. But the thing is, now that he's got a night of competitive action under his belt, I have no doubt in my mind that Robinson will be sharper tonight. So I'm expecting him to go for that top spot. I would not be surprised if he takes first and Taylor takes second.
18 plus, gambleware.org if you're going to have a flutter. Let's get into our first game. It's Alex Small against Reece Robinson. And earlier on this evening, I caught up with Reece. Reece, 6 points from your opening night. What would be your overall assessment of the way things went?
Yeah, I felt like it went really good. I played some decent stuff and felt good.
The first game, did it feel like you kind of set your stall out from that?
Yeah, I feel like I always do that. I always want to play well in the first game. I sometimes just slip off towards the end.
However, the 6 points puts you in a very good position. It's all good how the league table works because you got obviously Scott on 8, you got Simon on 4. You can almost look above you, but also you've got to look a little bit behind you at the same time.
I've just got the same mentality as yesterday. Try and win 3 games and then see where we're at with that.
Is it just a case of you don't really care what position you're in, just qualify through?
Yeah, just get through. We'll be in that top 3 and then there's enough good players in that Saturday. I don't think it matters what side or what position you've come in, they'll all be really good.
How much do you feel like now your experience of this format comes into play, particularly when games go tight?
Yeah, I've not really thought about it like that, but it probably does help me when I've done it quite a lot now and won some of the games that I would have lost previously.
3's nice, but how good would 4 sound?
Yeah, really good. I fancy it.
And it'd be a good way to start 2026 for yourself, wouldn't it, off the back of a win here?
Yeah, it's always good to start the year with a win and then then get to Champions Week again and then go from there.
You've got some unfinished business with that, right?
Yeah, I want one.
Right, wish you all the best, Reece. Good luck out there.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
So Reece Robinson's going to get the night's action underway. He's going to take on Alex Small in the opening match of the session. And you can't really miss either of the pair in this opening contest. Reece still looking rather fluorescent, even if not as fluorescent as before, whereas Alex Small cannot be missed in that garish garb, that's for sure. These two played in the final game of last night, a match which Reece would win by 4-0, and that was despite missing 11 darts at a double in that contest. For Alec, his night started with a 4-2 win over Mason Whitlock, and that was as good as it got for him. For Reece Robinson, 3 wins out of 4. His only loss was in his game with Scott Taylor, who of course is the man at the top of the pile with a maximum of 8 points. That was a 4-3 defeat in that one. 2-time weekly winner Alex Small taking on a 3-time weekly winner in Reece Robinson. So 5 weekly crowns between this pair. Now, I was having a chat with Reece, as you saw in that little VT there. And the first conversation which sprung to mind between the pair of us was the football, because the football team I support, the home team of the Super Series, Pompey, they are in action at home to Hull City tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, shall I say. And so we're pals tonight, but we'll be rivals tomorrow afternoon.
That's interesting that you say that. You think the Modus Super Series supports Portsmouth?
Well, they should do. You should support your local.
Should.
Support your local, Nico. I don't see you at Blythe Spartans every week.
It's a bit of a commute.
44.
You're right about that game between Reece and Taylor, though. We were thinking that was going to go off at one point. It actually wasn't very good. We were very surprised by that. I think we reached that point between Game 7 and Game 8 last night where things were a little bit tired. People did recover a little bit after that, but the better darts were in the first half of Thursday evening.
89.
I would expect that to happen a little bit here, but when we get towards the end of this group, the adrenaline should kick in because there are going to be people who will need to win their last game to qualify.
59.
Well, for Scott Taylor, it could be done in one if he wins his first match
57.
when he takes on Reece Robinson in a couple of games' time. That should be enough to get the job done. Well, it will be enough to get the job done because Mason Whitlock, who is pointless in the group, takes on Simon Whitlock in the next. So irrespective of that result, because of the way
59.
the draw order works out, Scott Taylor would be through irrespective of what happens if he beats Reece Robinson in Game 3 of the session. However,
60.
it has to be noted rather early on, Reece Robinson's taken his time when approaching the board to throw that first dart. That's the first occasion where maybe it hasn't been apparent, but certainly the first couple of visits, it took him a little while to
78.
get his bearings right.
He'll understand that he's not going to play his full fluent game in the first couple of minutes. It'll take him a couple of legs to calibrate, just to understand what kind of pace he wants to play at early on tonight. We always hold our breath
100
when Reese is on a shot like that because we don't know what he's going to do next. He could have easily gone bull there.
40.
Alec decided for the double-double, ineffective, and so Robinson returning for 60. Well, tops leaves tens. A couple of darts are going to beg in. Alec will get an opportunity to hold firm in the opening leg of the night.
Game
firm it is. Firmly in the middle of tops. I just wonder if he can beat Robinson in this first game.
Game on.
If it will settle him down to a degree where he can just go for everybody else. What we have in this group are
140.
an extraordinary amount of weekly wins. Alec had 2 last year. Robinson's got 3.
100.
Taylor's got 4. And he's got a series win as well. This is about as stacked as a group can look. Irrespective of whether it's a Champions Week or
30.
not. We know that people in Champions Week have a weekly win or have been really close to one in the past. But to have this many weeklies
100
represented in a Group B is quite rare.
Well, it's glittered with players who've got a CV in this building. Everybody's done something tangible. Scott Taylor's won a series.
100.
Reece Robinson's made a handful of Champions nights. Simon Whitlock has won a week here in the past. Alex Small's won a couple of weeks here previously.
41.
Mason Whitlock's hit a 9 in this building.
Here's a question. Would he swap that 9 darter for a weekly title?
100%.
85.
That was confident. Would Josh Rock swap his 9 darter from last night for
60.
making the final in Belfast?
I'd like to think so.
That's underpitched. In his mind, that will be a poor dart at treble 19. He'll expect to hit that with dart 2, and he did not.
60. Reese requires 16.
So 2 8s to 1 apiece. Now double 4.
Game shot in the second leg.
There it goes.
Reece
We're back on
Robinson.
terms in a game which, well, looking at the numbers, it's going to take a little while to come up to the boil.
Third leg is
Just
Alec
wait.
to throw
I'm
first.
sure it will. That's the thing about their game. It is a bit
96.
flary. When they get it right, they get it very right. But sometimes they can get it a bit wrong.
But that sometimes is part of the deal that comes with
140.
pacey rhythm players. Maybe so much, not so much in the case of Reese, but definitely with Alex Small. When it hits, it hits.
58.
But occasionally you may see the odd erratic one, which to his credit, the last 12 months, he has managed to cancel out, which is why we've seen him have more success here.
I think the right word is
140.
enigmatic. Because the range of these guys is vast. I would say that maybe Small is somewhere
93.
between 75 and 100. I think Robinson's range is bigger.
100.
I think he's capable of a 75, but he's also capable of 110.
And the problem is you don't know which imposter's going to come up at any which point.
98.
Well, that's why people are
Reece
watching
requires
right now, because they want to see
121.
who's turning up.
Well, can he show us a little bit of flashiness of the 1-2-1? No was the answer.
Just for a second there, I thought he might go treble 7 bull. And if he had treble 7,
106. Alec, you're
we'd be
going
talking about a 2-1
156.
lead.
And he's going to have to spur one when he comes back because of the fact that he accidentally hit the bullseye with his last start.
140. Reese
And
requires
Alec
15.
has left himself on 2 8s. If there is to be a blunder, this is for the break. Double 4.
Game shot.
No
in the third
mistake.
leg,
14
Reece
starter.
Robinson.
Break and throw. Robinson holds the cards. 2-1.
I told you there was going to be an improvement at some
Fourth
point.
leg
It
is
didn't
Reece
take
to throw
long.
First. Game on.
Not easy playing the first game of the night. Last night, Reese had to wait until game 3 to start his campaign. Got off to a very good start, averaging 92.5 against Mason Whitlock. If he starts with another victory, he is edging closer to qualification before the halfway point of the second night. In fact,
58.
if he wins this game and he beats Scott Taylor in game 3, he's top. And he's going to be good. He's going to be safe with that.
52.
He looks way better than Small at this point in time.
135.
He's not even reached third gear yet.
Just comfortably coasting in the slow lane, isn't he, Reese Robinson, right now? It's like driving on a
82.
Sunday morning. No traffic in sight. He's just been able to pleasantly get from A to B. And Sundays when he's hoping to make his return journey home
83.
because he wants to be in Saturday night and he wants to be the victor on Saturday night.
Do you think there's any possibility where Robinson is not here on Saturday night?
85.
Agreed.
I think the top two sorted. I think it's all about whether Alec or Simon gets third.
Yeah, totally. I just can't envisage Reese not making it.
99.
We've got enough evidence from the last couple of nights that he's playing some decent stuff. And he's got a position he can use very well.
85.
I do
Reach
not
the required
envisage him
70.
falling off a cliff here and not getting any points. Especially now.
Game
That is a
start
3-1
fourth
lead
leg,
and a very
Reece
fair one at that.
Robinson.
So Reece Robinson, one away from victory, which would put him on to 8 points and put him very much on the cusp
And then
of qualification
it's Alex to
through
throw first.
to tomorrow night's final. Alex Small has it all to do here. Now, as we mentioned, he won his first game
57.
last night. If he loses this, then he'll be on a 4-game losing streak. And then his next game is against Simon Whitlock. And by that point, providing
85.
Simon beats Mason, that could be a qualifying game for Simon Whitlock, and we could know all 3 players through this group before the end of game 5.
100.
I have a question about Reece Robinson. When's the next football match he's refereeing?
100.
Took you a while.
60.
Well, we've certainly got the type of darts tonight to wet your whistle. Friday night at the darts.
100.
And we've got plenty to keep you entertained over the next couple of hours or so.
100.
Darts after dark.
I love that phrase. During the winter, we spend a lot of our time under the dark skies watching very bright darts fly through the air.
125.
As we get the brighter nights, we'll be spending more time indoors and
60. Reach you require 91.
I get the feeling that the brightest star in this place tonight could indeed be the one using the brightest flights.
75.
First match dart
Alex,
missed.
you require 124.
And so this, Operation Hail Mary for Alex Small. Unable to find the 1-2-4, so Robinson back for 2-8s to complete a
16.
comprehensive 4-1 win to kick the evening's proceedings off.
Game
Double 8
shot,
sees
and
him
the
on to
man,
8
Reece
points, and
Robinson.
Reece Robinson will win away from tomorrow night's final. He can get the job done in his next match against Scott Taylor. He beats Alex Small by 4 legs to 1 to kick the evening's action off. Next up, it's Mason against Simon. The Whitlocks going head to head. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Reece Robinson got the better of Alex Small by 4 legs to 1. Game 2 is a meeting of Mason and Simon Whitlock. The second time that this father-son pair have gone head-to-head in front of the TV cameras. Their first meeting, of course, coming here last night. And it was a meeting that Simon won 4-1. It was the wizard that trumped the apprentice. And it was thanks to a perfect doubling display. In fact, out of the 5 legs that were played in the contest, we didn't see a missed dart at a double. Simon, 4 from 4 in the outer ring. Mason, 1 from 1 when it came to his finishing. And it is Whitlock Jr. who will have the honour of throwing first in this contest. And to stand any kind of chance, the 22-year-old from Brisbane is going to have to win all 4 games and then hope for some favours elsewhere. For Simon, well, he could be 2 and done. Win his first 2, he's into Saturday night's final. That's a guarantee because of the fact that he plays Mason here. He moves on to 6 points, and then if he beats Alex Small in his second match, there'll be a 6-point margin between him and Alec. 4 points then left to play for, and then it would mean we'd know all 3 qualifiers for tomorrow night's final, which would mean that we'd have 6 dead rubbers at the end of the session.
100.
Change of flight tonight for Simon. He's on to the orange ones.
100.
Can't say I'm familiar with that design. Apparently he's had enough of using Reece Robinson's flights against him. Is it just me, or do they have a
98.
paw print on those flights? Can't tell from that one. Can't tell from that one.
80.
Okay, I give up.
Is that mainly because of the fact that last night Simon Whitlock was beaten by Reece Robinson despite having Reece Robinson flights?
Maybe.
46.
But Simon's darts bag is like Mary Poppins' handbag. We don't really know what's at the bottom of that bag. There could be anything in there. There could be orange flights. There could be other luminescent flights.
40.
I honestly don't know what's on that flight. I'm not going to even try and guess.
Well, all I can gather is there's some cat paws on it. And Mason's going to have to get his claws into proceedings tonight.
If they're cat paws, they might be something to do with Kirsty Vinakainen. That's a perfect first start for Simon.
99.
He played some pretty decent stuff towards the end, Simon, last night. I know his game with Alex Small was not very good.
60.
But he was able to get through it and then play better stuff against his young lad in game 9, where he was steady in the scoring and perfect
58.
on the doubles, like you mentioned,
Mason,
Henry.
you require 155.
But in his first 2 games, he was averaging about 90 and he didn't win. Now, if you are going to lose, at least you can say, I played okay.
59.
I'll just have to
Simon,
turn things
you require
around.
124.
So 1-2-4 for Whitlock Sr. He's not going to get a look at the ball. And so Mason looking at 96. And he's going to be
Mason,
forced
you
to
require
take out
96.
the 96 of his dad. Laid on double 16 if this does not go. Went double-double on the 19s, unable to find.
56. Simon, you require 32.
To keep the trend alive. 100% on doubles. That's gone.
Game shot.
And so is the
first
leg.
Simon Whitlock.
1-0 to Simon. An immediate break of throw.
Second leg is Simon to throw first. Game on.
How many players do you know, Henry, who play darts and throw with something heavy on their arm?
108.
Like a watch.
Not many. I mean, I remember Robert Wickwood had that little bracelet. And, of course...
Sorry, who?
Right, don't you start.
140.
Mr. Wickwood. And, of course, Martin Adams was famed for his jewellery. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on a second.
121.
He tried to thrust it in and he lost the line. And he knows it. It was gaping, wasn't it, Si?
He
135.
will be begging for a 9. both will be begging for a 9 because there will be a one-upmanship in the fact that they've hit a TV9 data against one another that will gazump anything else.
55.
Yeah, but Simon missed double 18 for a 9 earlier in the week. You don't get any closer than that.
And of course, Mason has hit one on this stage.
100.
And he's hit a max that in a leg
Simon
where
York,
Simon Whitlock went
145.
5 into the 9, could find himself broken in if he doesn't find the 145. If he cannot find double top for the 145. That
shot on the
is
second leg, Simon
absolutely
Whitlock.
sensational from Simon Whitlock. Father teaches son a big lesson there.
First. Game on.
Do you know this game made the papers this morning?
Yes.
They were talking about how Simon Whitlock beats his own son.
85.
What's he supposed to do? Oh, let's turn up. Let's have a nice little jolly game. No. They've both been pitted in the same group.
59.
Doesn't matter that he's his son. He's just got to get rid of him in this game. There's no such thing as a friend on the hockey.
I'm assuming it's a very
60.
slow news day then today.
I don't think there is such a thing these days.
I think they just regurgitate any old story.
134.
That 145 was rather special, though. That was, and I hate to say this
59.
very often, but you have to save it for the right times. It was vintage Whitlock. That's the kind of thing he used to do to many people between 2008
59.
and 2015. You give him a shot like that, and you were holding your breath, thinking, please don't do it to me, but he did it to everyone.
134.
What was the phrase we were saying a lot last night? Timing is everything. That was exemplified there. Mason on a bogey, 163. Whitlock with it, one treble backed up with something tangible would have left him on a finish, but you almost felt as if something like that was going to happen.
Yuck. That was about taking the 9 off the end, not going into the 7.
83.
So Mason leaving himself on 80 to get some kind of foothold. Luckily for him, Whitlock Sr. cannot take out 162.
89. Mason, you require 80.
So 80 to half the gap. Now he's going to have a bit of target in the way. He's going to have a bit of tungsten in the way, and that's why he
45.
moved across the
Simon,
hockey,
you
but moved
require
across too far to the
73.
left.
It's one dart with nothing in the way.
Game shot.
And he's
on the
not
third
missing
leg,
many
Simon
doubles.
Whitlock. Fourth leg is Simon to throw first.
Wow, this is just an
Game
incredible doubling performance against Mason. He is now 7 from 8. He's got the first 3.
177.
Now he wants to attack the 60 in visit 2. Now, I always say that hitting a 9 darter is best in the last leg of the match.
137.
Well, imagine beating your own son with a 9. Just imagine, and imagine's the best that we're going to have to do.
134.
He's got that treble 19 on toast. Watch out, everybody. Simon Whitlock is gunning for a first weekly title of the Modus Super Series. He wants to back
60.
up that senior showdown victory. And he's starting to cook.
Well, I did say in that senior showdown, I think Simon Whitlock is a potential series winner contender this year.
78.
And perhaps there is a little bit of an anomaly, the fact that he hasn't yet played at the Champions Week here. First job's first to get through tonight. And if he takes out this 112, you'll be to within a win of doing exactly that.
He's going to stay on the 60, is he? No, he went for the 54-38 route.
86.
Well, off the
Mason, you
maximum,
require
Mason will now have to
124.
hit this. Well, that was a really interesting lead from Simon.
Triple 18 would have left the ball to save the match.
56.
Simon Whitlock back
Simon,
for double
you require
13, and this
26.
would eliminate Mason Whitlock to all intents and purposes.
Game shot and the match.
And that
Simon
is
Whitlock.
a 4-0 victory, and Simon Whitlock in back-to-back nights has beaten his son on the televised stage. 4-0 following a 4-1 win last night. And that now is 3 wins in a row in this group for Simon Whitlock. And that was a really good performance. 93.94 is the equivalent of 16 darts per leg. 4 from 6 on his doubles, including the 145. That was a business-like display, a vintage-like display from the former world finalist. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. And before the break, father beat son again. Simon Whitlock getting the better of Mason Whitlock, this time by 4 legs to 0. Really good game there. Both players averaging in excess of 90. Simon averaged just underneath 94. 4 from 6 on his doubles. Mason averaged underneath, just over 90, sorry, shall I say. And he only got the 1 dart and a double to show for it. Next up, it's a qualification match. The winner of this one between Reece Robinson and Scott Taylor will qualify through to tomorrow night's final. We've already seen Reece tonight get the bit of Alex Small 4-1. The first time we've seen the Bolton boy Scott Taylor in action on this Friday night. The 34-year-old looking to make it through to another Saturday. George Baker is in charge. He's the authority. Respect his authority.
First leg is Reese to throw first. Game on.
As I said, Nico, respect his authority as I'll respect yours.
I'm not crossing George anytime soon.
58.
But I want this game to be better than last night's. They both averaged in the 70s. And this is what we were
81.
talking about with Robinson and Taylor. They can have the highest of highs, but they do have a game in them that they would rather forget.
97.
Let's look at Taylor's first game last
16.
night then, to get some sort of indication as to what we might have. Beat Simon Whitlock with almost an 89 average, 4 out of 9 on the doubles. Seems pretty tidy to me.
140.
And he defied a 90 average from Simon, and it was a 7-leg contest. That seems like the kind of game that you should probably get here,
60.
if not a little bit better. Time will tell.
Well, Scott Taylor was the
96.
curious case of a dart player in the night time last night. Because there was a couple of performances, which actually, when you look at it on paper, don't look too bad, but on the eye, felt a little bit hot on goal. Then he had the 101, and then he had this game towards the end of the night where he played poorly but still won. As Robinson looks at the 110 to get things started. Well,
Game
that's
shot
some
in the
way
first
of
leg, Reese Robinson.
putting down a marker to your opponent, notching a 110 to hold throw. Reese Robinson 1 up.
Second leg is Scott to throw first. Game on.
If you're Robinson, you want to get off to a good start. He has, by beating Alex Small, keeping him in the bottom
95.
2. Then if he takes out the person who has not lost, he's going to be through. And then for the rest of the night, he can relax. In his own words to you earlier tonight, he's not bothered
140.
about where he finishes. He's just on about getting to Saturday. And then when you go there, you just beat the people in front of you. You don't worry too much about which group you're in,
70.
when you're going to play. You just get a start time of your first game and you get here about 3 hours before. It's pretty simple. We as dart players overcomplicate the process
59.
sometimes. Let's say your first game, which Ron Muhlenkamp will be on Saturday night, that's 7:45. If you're a 3-hour guy, get here for 4:45.
24.
The rest is history.
Provided we don't yap on in the studio, that is.
What do you mean?
Provided I don't talk for too long.
135.
I think we'll be fine. I think we'll get on the air for the darts at 7:45.
95.
The show will start at
Reese
7:30, by the way.
167.
Anyway, Reese Robinson 6-1-6-7 to really command a lead in this game. Does he? Does he? Come on, man. Oh,
135.
you're meant to be the human highlight, Will. You've turned all boring.
No, I don't know about that. Sometimes when there's something on the line like this, like making Saturday, we have seen Reese do that before.
97. Reese
He'll have his
required
pro hat on
32.
for about 20 minutes.
Game
And he'll get
shot
it
on the
done.
second leg, Reese
And then if he
Robinson.
does win this match, watch out, Knight. Because for the rest of the evening, it could be flourish
Third leg is
mode.
Reese to throw
He could do
first.
anything.
Game on.
It's a 15 followed by a 13, an average of 107.36 and 2 for 2 on the doubles. And Reese Robinson in 3.5 minutes is halfway towards not just the finishing post but qualification.
80.
As for Scott Taylor, he hasn't really got going as of yet. However,
140.
that is his biggest score of the game so far.
$134.
Two of the best talents at this level of the sport that decide not to play a great deal of other stuff.
60.
Challenge Tour? No. WDF? No. ADC? Nah. Super Series. Yes, please.
180.
Oh, yes, please. Oh, yes, please, Reece Robinson. An average of 113 on the cusp of a 3-0 lead. This could be the best leg of the lot.
100. Reece, you require 107.
Double top.
Game
Yeah,
shot
he's
the
on
third
it
leg,
here. This is a
Reece
brilliant
Robinson.
performance. And it does prove what he's capable of. This is not out of the
Fourth
blue.
leg, it's Scott to throw first.
Reece can
Game
put
on.
up big numbers.
Well, the highest average so far this week, the 111.33 is Simon
83.
Whitlock, which he hit in Group A. This could well trump all others.
Yeah, but how many times have we seen it where someone's 3-0 up, averaging about this,
100.
and things change? I think it was yesterday afternoon, wasn't it? Matthew Dennett was
45.
averaging about 106. 3-0 up, and then he ended up with a 92. It definitely helps when you don't miss a double.
95. $41.
And Taylor is not really very happy with how this has gone. And Robinson is staring down the barrel of possibly another
139.
12 darter to finish this performance off.
100. Reece, you require 167.
Well, this is up there with anything that we have seen at any point this year on this stage.
57.
In matter of fact, if he can get the average to above 112, which looks very unlikely now, he will break the average record for the year.
80.
111.33
Reece, you require
is
110.
the standard bearer for 2026 up to press.
Shots on. Double 16 again. For another 110.
Game shot.
Irresistible.
Reece Robinson.
It's as simple as that. And from all of the numbers that we have, that looks like one of the best performances of Reece Robinson's career. And that might just be a message to everybody here in week 6. He's taken out the person who hadn't even lost. And look at what he did. 109, 100% of the doubles. You can't wish for a better performance than that.
Well, we could be in for a very early night here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, because before the break, Reece Robinson secured his passage through, and he did so in some style, average of 109.31, and 4 from 4 in his doubles, and 3 Tub Plus checkouts en route, including that 110. And if Simon Whitlock gets the better of Alex Small here, then we know the 6 that would have qualified through. Alex Small and Mason Whitlock will depart. Whitlock Sr. and Scott Taylor will both make their way through. So it could be an early night. There could be a few dead rubbers between now and the end of the session. And Simon Whitlock wants peace and serenity going into the second half of the evening. For Alex Small, he wants chaos. He wants a few players to sweat it out. He knows that it won't be Reece Robinson that he can haul back in. But if he can get the better of Simon Whitlock, he'll be able to rein him in.
Here's the problem that Alex got. Not only has he got to beat Simon, he's going to have to beat Scott Taylor in Game 7 and then Mason Whitlock in Game 10. And he's got big gaps in between
85.
each game. Now, I am drawn to the new flights. They are a new shape, not just a new colour.
180.
Do you know what that says to me? Panic mode. Someone who throws the way he does,
100.
throwing those small flights, that, for me, is a big risk.
Well, Alex Small is finding himself sat in
115.
the last chance saloon. And while sat in the last chance saloon, the one man that can help him out is
100.
Simon Whitlock
you
in a
require
taxi that's sailing off
85.
into the sunset seemingly.
Whitlock's got a 3-1 record against Alec this week as well. So he's going to feel pretty comfortable that he can get the job done again.
45. $140.
I don't think I've
Simon,
ever
you
seen
require
him
40.
throw a pear-shaped flight.
Nor have I. And if Whitlock
Game
finds
shot
this,
in the
things
first
could
leg,
begin to go
Simon
pear-shaped for Alex Small. 13 data. He's come here tonight, Simon Whitlock, with a swagger, a poise,
Second leg
and a
is Alex to
purpose
throw
about
first.
him.
Game on.
And how well is he doubling? Seriously.
96.
4 from 6 in his first game, and he starts with a perfect shot at tops. We do get some stacked Saturday nights, and if he wins this game,
41.
the 6 players are going to be Ron Muhlenkamp, Matthew Dennant, Andy Davidson, Reece Robinson, Scott
140.
Taylor, and Simon Whitlock. Holy smokes.
Now, I would pay to watch that. Luckily, I'm getting paid to watch it.
137. $59.
Certainly, as you mentioned in the previous leg, something completely different in terms of tack and course here for Alex Small.
It's like you said, last chance saloon.
59.
But when you're going into potentially 3 games, you want to win all 3 to get through to a Saturday night.
80.
Is it really the time to change most of the things you're using?
And seemingly when it rains it pours, because he's now got a Robin Hood with that new flight. And we did see last night he had to change one of his Chelsea flights to an odd one in his last game.
100. Alec, you require 100.
You should have brought more then.
45. Simon, you require 164.
Maybe he was watching this afternoon and when I was talking about Andy Davidson using pear-shaped flights and how they weren't really on trend at the minute. That's a bad last start from
Alec,
Simon.
you require 81.
Should have been a little bit further south than 84. And that's way
34.
too far south.
Simon, you require 84.
So 84 for Whitlock to double his lead to 2-zip.
48 for 36.
Game
And he
shot in the
doubles
second
it.
leg, Simon Whitlock.
And I don't just mean doubling the 18s, doubling his lead And doubling the
Third
chances
leg
of
is
Alex
Simon
Small
to
getting the
throw
early
first.
bath.
Game on.
Honestly, the way that he's been hitting his doubles the last 3 games he's played,
140.
he could probably hit the bullseye of the bullseye.
100.
When he gets locked in on the outer ring, he's got so many weapons. Tops, 18s, 13s, 10s. It's this throw he's got. It's so linear.
81.
And he's got so much power in that arm. Arguably more power
100.
than 99% of the dart players you've ever seen. He can thrust that dart through the air with such viciousness. He's basically saying to the setup, you are not allowed to miss.
100.
Well, it's a possibility here that Simon Whitlock could breeze through. He knew he had to win his first
100.
2. He could do it to nil if things carry on this way. And to be perfectly honest, the way both players are playing, Alex Small isn't playing poorly. Let's get that right. Simon's just playing a level above. And it looks like 3-0 is very much on the
140.
horizon.
It's not that dissimilar to what was happening in his first game. Alec is averaging
59.
around about
Simon
90.
require 40.
That's exactly what Mason did against Simon, but it wasn't good enough.
And Simon's found a level above what he's provided against Mason. That's the first miss on the outer ring. But he wasn't going to miss 2. That's a 14 darter. And that is 3-0. And that puts Whitlock within a leg of sending himself and Scott
there
Taylor
gets
through
Alec to
to
throw
tomorrow night's
first.
final at the expense of Alex Small.
43.
Every time you see Alec throw and you want to read what's on his flights, you haven't got enough time because he throws so quickly.
45.
It's like being given a menu in a diner. As soon as they give it to you, they take it away. Say, right, I'll come back in a second.
98.
And remember, there's no diner like Tom's Diner.
The one that Suzanne Vega was singing about. How do you know about that song? It's about
96.
10 years before you were born.
Because my parents used to hum it when I was a kid.
100.
That's the most 90s thing I've ever heard.
Well, I wasn't even born in the 90s, so it definitely wasn't a 90s thing. You got to remember, Rock DJ was UK #1 the day I was born.
100.
That's a shame.
100.
Do you think it's a good track?
Oh, it's awful.
It's genuinely terrible.
It is. Yeah.
Unlike this.
140. Alec,
He
you've got
sets up a
160.
match-winning chance at a qualification shot. Now that he gets it,
100. Simon, you
Hold your
require
breath, Alec.
120.
he's had 1 dart of double in this whole game, and that might be all he gets.
Because this might be the moment all is sealed. The fate of Alex Small is sealed, and qualification is sealed for Messrs. Whitlock and Taylor. And he does
Game
so
shot
with a
and the
bit of a
match, Simon
fanfare.
Whitlock.
The Shanghai finish sees Simon Whitlock into Saturday night, and he's going to take Scott Taylor through with him. As for Alex Small, well, he is just playing for pride for the rest of the evening. Well, the Wizard has come out tonight with a point to prove. It was a really good opener, and he improved in his second. An average just under 102. 4 from 5 in terms of his finishing. Simon Whitlock is through, having beaten Alex Small by 4 legs to nil. His second consecutive whitewash win. So we now know the 6 players that will be competing tomorrow night here at the Live Lounge in Port. So it brings Robinson, Simon Whitlock and Scott Taylor all through. Alex Small and Mason Whitlock will head for home. But not yet. Not yet. Oh no, they still got to complete their complement of fixtures. Mason's got 3 more to play. Alex still got a couple more to go. Scott Taylor's got that nice feeling that the last few games he can just play with a bit of a relaxed nature. We've got 6 games which will just settle positions. We know who's through, and so we may well see some relaxed darts for the remainder of the night, which may mean we see some good darts for the rest of the night. So basically, these games are a dead rubber.
Well, not really. We've got some flair players in this group. Let's see what they've got. And you want to win the group.
First leg is Scott to throw first.
You want to tell Ron Muhlenkamp and Matt Dennant, I won my group as well. But if you're Scott Taylor, you've
36.
lost your first game of the night by 4 legs to 0, albeit because your opponent averaged nearly 110. You know, they say there is a little bit of fortune in the sport of darts.
100.
I didn't really subscribe to that until now, because I'd like to express 2 different situations,
34.
but 2 ways of qualifying for a Saturday night. I remember vividly, Keelan Kay played in a Group B, won 4 out of 4 on a Thursday.
140.
He lost all of his games on Friday and only just got through. Scott won 4 out of 4 last night.
134.
He lost his first game and is already through.
Technically, Scott Taylor could have forfeited all 4 of his matches tonight and still qualified through.
44.
I'm just trying to say that sometimes if you win 4 out of 4 on your first night, it's no guarantee of
121.
immediate success. But in Scott's case, he didn't have to win a leg tonight to actually qualify.
It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
57.
And so Taylor will expect 6 and 176. Yes, Mason Whitlock's first to finish in this opening leg, but there'll be an expectation
100.
that
Mason, you got
man for
160.
Bolton crosses the finishing line first. Unless we see a moment of inspiration from Mason. Unless we see the 160 go.
Game shot in the first
And the
leg.
160
Mason
does.
Whitlock.
And that's what he can do. And that's what happens sometimes when the shackles are off.
Second leg is Mason to throw first.
That is the second 160 checkout from someone who's been living in his house this week. Because Danny Lorby got one earlier.
137.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure that Simon got one earlier in the week.
It's been a 160-a-thon. And as things stand, Scott Taylor is still legless.
43.
5 legs played, 5 legs lost.
Mason is winless. He'd like to change that.
40.
Having a look through the previous week 6
97.
finals that we've had, we did have a bit of a belter in the middle of last year when Adam Gavlas beat
100.
Charlie Manby in the final. That went all the way. And Gavlas took out 302 points in the last 6 darts of the week.
140.
So expect there to be quite a lot of drama on Saturday night.
Well, let's go through in the next leg the list of week 6 winners, because actually
134.
there's quite a cast list of names that have won week 6s here in the past. Oh, there's a very good cast list of players that won week 6 in the
45.
past.
Mason, you require
Now what do you do here?
90.
Bull first or bull last? Bull first. Tops last.
50.
Fair to say that
100.
Scott's a little bit
Mason,
frustrated
you
with the way he's
require
playing at the
40.
minute.
20.
Rhythm
Scott, you
wasn't
require
perfect there
76.
for Mason. First start was a bit tentative. Might have just rushed the next two. Could be an equaliser.
Game shot in the
Well,
second
there you have
leg.
it.
Scott Taylor.
First time since game one, we're going to have a game that's not 4-0.
Yeah, this is what we call a long match
Scott
tonight.
to throw first. Game on.
Well, let's go through the list of players that won week 6 here in the past, because you've now got a full complement of 12.
45.
And actually, I believe 12 different winners. Kieran Tierney was the first ever winner of week 6. That was the first ever night we had here. Then that was followed up by Graham Usher.
41.
Matt Clark, who beat Robert Thornton in a corker. That game going the distance. Scott Taylor's actually lost a week 6 final
26.
to Berry Van Peer in Series 4.
Yeah, that was when he was the best player on the Challenge Tour.
I believe Berry's taken a break from PDC stuff in 2026, but has stated his intention of
81.
wanting to play here. Robert Grundy won week 6 in Series 5. Andreas Harrison week 6 in Series 6. Jimmy Van Schie week 6 in Series 7. And who could forget that
44.
infamous interview? Then it was Paul Hogan in Series 8. Tom Sykes in Series 9. Scott Campbell in Series 10. As you mentioned, Adam Gavlas in Series 11.
100.
And David Evans in Series 12.
It's got the makings of a Champions Week, that cast list.
However, nobody
30.
has ever won a series from week 6.
Interesting. They haven't won a series from the week 6 they've won, but we have a series winner from a week 6 winner.
34.
So Harrison won a week, but didn't win the subsequent Champions Week.
90. Mason, you require
You'd have to wait another
145.
3.5 months for that.
Wait till next year when we talk about the players who've won week 7s in the past. Oh my goodness gracious me. It is
60.
elite. And I mean elite. Whitlock here looking at 85. Mason Whitlock there is looking at
48.
85.
Mason, you require
To break the foe
85.
and to re-establish the lead once again.
$53.
Yeah, very composed there from the young man. Still only 22. Looks like he's about 22 foot tall.
60. Mason, you require 32.
He's a very big lad. Even he can see over the top of that one. Told you.
Game shot in the third leg. Mason Whitlock.
So Mason Whitlock breaks, leads 2-1. Scott Taylor trying to psych himself
leg
up
is
in the
Mason
background,
to throw
trying to
first.
wake himself
Game on.
up.
Yeah, Mason's got a little bit of catching up to do to see if he can be anywhere near as good as his dad in this sport.
100.
He's also got some catching up to do to be as good as his dad at golf. Because trust me when I say this, his dad can hit a ball. He's the kind of golfer that when he tees the
81.
ball up, it's not necessarily about accuracy, it's about how hard he's going to hit it. And when he gets it right, this thing goes into orbit.
97.
Mason's learning the game of golf. I think he was last year. Still trying to figure out his rhythm and timings and stuff, but he's got some good pals around him to give him some tutelage.
140.
So what you're saying is Simon Whitlock is some kind of outback Happy Gilmore.
Do you know what? You're not too far off that.
56.
When we play golf, he's more interested in the nature that's in the rough. But he can play.
140.
When you play golf with Simon, it is great fun. And that's the way it should be. It's not supposed to be competitive. When you're involved in this sport all the time like we
96.
are,
Scott, you require 140.
you've got to take a break from competitiveness. And that's what other things can be. Things like golf and doing things with your friends and your family.
100. Mason, you require 152.
If you're competitive with everything, it'll screw with your head.
Problem is you've got to find friends first. in some cases.
Oh, come on, Henry. Where's my violin?
56. Scott, you require 40.
Tops. Double 10.
30.
However, you're not allowed any
Mason,
friends
you
here.
require 96.
Everybody's an enemy. Everybody's trying to take money off you. Everybody's trying to take titles off you.
That's not what he wanted.
45.
Neither was that.
Scott, you
Taylor
require 10.
has got good memories of double 5 on this stage. Not right now.
8.
This
Mason,
is
you
mystifying.
require 51.
But in the words of NXS, mystify me.
Game shot on the fourth leg, Mason Whitlock.
And I'll tell you what will ache Mason Whitlock even more about this situation is he's playing much better on night 2 than he is on night 1. But because the needles weren't found anywhere near haystacks on
Fifth
Thursday,
leg is Scott to throw
everything
first.
he's doing,
Game
and I
on.
mean this with the greatest of respect, will feel somewhat of an irrelevance because the job has already been done in terms of he cannot make it through.
81.
Sometimes in this format, it can be a progression of 2 halves. If you have a dreadful first night, you leave yourself with too much
44.
to do. But there are rare occasions that you can get off to a slow start and still progress to Saturday.
135.
We see it in football all the time. You can have a dreadful first half, but you can rescue it in half 2.
Just ask
62.
Newcastle United against Arsenal that one time.
Ask Liverpool against Milan.
And just like Clive Tilsley said,
125.
that was almost a case of, hello, hello.
Yes, indeed, everybody. It is late on a Friday night, and Henry has just
85.
turned into
Scott,
a
you require
parrot.
160.
Well, anything you can do, I cannot do just as well, it seems.
41.
Mason Whitlock kicked off the game with a 160. Taylor cannot save the game with it, however, has got time on his side.
And if we may say so, Taylor's not been the same since that 160's been hit.
45. Scott, you require 119.
I wonder if he's getting his
45.
bad darts out the way. He averaged 80 in his first game. This is worse.
95. Scott, you require
Well, that
74.
second dart was propping up the third there to leave Mason on the big fish. And he is going to get a look at it
Mason,
to
you
win the
require
match.
170.
And this really would be some way to seal his first win in this group. Another one of them. He had the 160 at the start of the contest. Is he going to have the 170 to finish?
131.
Well, he pulled that wide to the left.
Yeah,
Scott,
he
you
did pull
require
that. We saw it from the
16.
camera angle. It came across the line.
Game shot in the fifth
Cost
leg,
him the
Scott
match.
Taylor.
We're still going. And Mason has the darts to win it here, having missed the dart at the ball to win it on the big
Mason
fish.
to throw first. Game on.
Do you know on the quad board they used to have? If you had 210 left,
120.
you could finish that with two quad 20s and a bull. What would that be called?
That would just be called the Big Shark.
60.
The name's Bruce.
What's just happened?
Right.
Henry just auditioned for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, that was Finding Nemo, but anyway, let's move on. First max of the match.
140.
I'll have a chat with Rod Studd about that one because he's the one who came up with the big fish.
100.
Well, the big fish is called the big fish because it is the biggest finish, and it was something that Rod Studd
62.
came up with on
Mason,
Sky
you require
commentary. Then
101.
the little fish became synonymous because it's the same combination, but you need a treble and a single before the bull.
61.
But then we came up with the cardboard box, which is 90.
We did, yes. We've got the ladder.
Guilty.
83.
That one was mine.
Mason, you require 40.
Tots of the match. 2 10s. Thought it was in for a second, did Mason?
No score.
And he may be
Scott, you
forced to
require
go all the
156.
way.
And there's only one way for this.
$55.
He hasn't played very
Mason,
well
you
tonight,
require 40.
but he's still through.
Anything else that happens tonight is somewhat of an irrelevance.
Game shot and the man.
So Mason Whitlock eventually finds that opening win. He gets the better of Scott Taylor by 4 legs to 2. Well, I don't know what that was all about. Moving on, Reece Robinson and Simon Whitlock's next. So let's have a little look, shall we? Of course, we'll have a look at what's happened so far in this Group B up to press. And we know the players that qualified through. Reece Robinson, Simon Whitlock and Scott Taylor all progressing into Saturday night's final. And so, let's have a sneaky peek at the table. And that is how it's going to end. Those 3 in gold. In what position, we don't know. And the final 2 players at the bottom of the bracket, well, they will be playing in a taxi back, and they will not be coming back tomorrow night. I mean, Mason can come back if he wants, but he's going to have to watch his dad play. And he takes on Reece Robinson in game 6 of the night. Mason did pick up his first win before the break. There was actually some decent glimpses in his game against Scott Taylor. In fact, tonight it's been fairly decent in terms of performance. But it was a night too late for him. So me and the asset Paul Nicholson are both in commentary for the remainder of the evening.
First leg is Reece to throw first.
And I suppose
Game
with these
on.
two, it's a personal head-to-head, and you don't want to lose this one because you don't want to lose ground on the other going into tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think you just want to plant the seed, really. You don't know if you're going to go up against Whitlock on Saturday night. But just in case, you want to make sure that there's a message sent or something is left
140.
implanted on the hockey that when you meet again, they'll remember it. What Simon wants to do is to
100.
keep this incredible doubling going. Over his last 3 matches, he's been about as close to perfect as you could wish for. 4 out of 4, 4 out of 6, and 4 out of 5. In total, that is 12 from 15.
28.
That's ridiculous. That is something we just can't ignore. I've not seen him double that well for years.
44.
Well, it's a level that's beyond world class. To the point of unstoppable. Effectively, you give him an opportunity, the leg's done, the leg's over. But Reece
171.
Robinson in this opener may not give him an opportunity because that 171's left himself on 102. Whitlock being forced here to pile in a couple of big uns. And to his credit, he has.
Reece, you require 102.
This is a good game right from the very off. Now, Reece Robinson found 3-ton plus checkouts in his previous match against Scott Taylor. He's not going to kick
62.
off with the
Simon,
102.
you
What's
require
Simon going to do with the 80?
Now he's got to squeeze it through.
60. Reece, you require
That's
40.
a difficult shot. Something that Gary Anderson's done very well in his career.
$35. Simon, you require
He gives
20.
the old Mensa Sulevic swan dive.
What is Simon Whitlock's going to do? The Mensa Suljevic headbutt.
Highly unlikely. He's going to do the Oscar Lukasiak double-double.
16.
No, he's not.
Reece, you require 5.
So this. Double 2.
Game shot in the
twos
first leg.
never
Reece
lose.
Robinson.
And Robinson 1-0 up.
Second
Have you
leg
got any
is
idea what
Simon
the
to throw
significance
first.
is
Game
of the
on.
coloured braids in the back of Simon's ponytail? I don't know what the colours represent. I can't imagine him getting something done by
96.
accident.
Now, I'm seeing blue, white and red there. You could tell me wrong. And obviously, they are the colours of the Australian national flag. I don't know whether that could possibly be a potential
121.
signifier.
Well, that blue is very, very light. The Australian flag's a lot darker.
180.
Would it be potentially, I mean, I'm bowing down to your knowledge here. Could it potentially be anything down to an Australian team that he would support, maybe
140.
emblazoning themselves in those sorts of colours?
I'd like to think that it's got something to do with the Western Bulldogs, but I don't think that's the case.
Could be back-to-back maxis.
140.
Well, 180 followed by 140, leads on 85 after 9. He is playing like a dream. Now, we saw this, didn't we, when he played at the Senior Showdown.
56. Simon, you require
And towards the end of the week,
85.
he was peaking in this group. Double 14 for an 11. doesn't even have to go for this. He doesn't want. He could have
Game
set
shot
up,
in the second
but he's going to
leg.
go for the
Simon
double there. He's going to
Whitlock.
get the double 7, and he is going to square up at one apiece.
I'm starting to think that these new darts of his
Third leg is Reese to throw
have
first.
been engineered
Game
and
on.
weighted really well for him. They are quite reminiscent of an old shape that he used to use, but they have a coating
180.
and they have an intricacy in grip pattern that he obviously enjoys. His 180s are back.
140.
I think he's going to have a very successful season.
Well, like I said, I genuinely believe Simon Whitlock is a perennial
121.
contender to win a series this year. I really do believe that. And if he plays like this, who is anybody to suggest against?
125.
Just got to stay static on that third dart. He's just travelling a little bit. And look at him in the background. I think he knows it.
Well, Simon, as you know as well as
66.
anybody, is the type of player that will leave absolutely no stone left unturned. And if he thinks there's a little bit wrong, he'll identify it and he will try and rectify it.
180. Reese,
Look at the direct nature of that follow through. What went wrong in the previous visit, he put it right in the next one. That was perfect. As could this be. Double 16.
Game shot in the
That
third
is
leg, Reese
astonishing.
Robinson.
What a great leg from Whitlock to leave 56, and he doesn't get a shot at a double because of that incredible finish from
Fourth leg
double
is
R.
Simon to throw first.
But he needed
Come
that
on.
just to win the leg, and that felt sugar sweet from Reese Robinson. Simon
He's a seriously good player, isn't he?
140.
Simon Whitlock is averaging 113 and is trailing this game 2-1. That's how good this contest is.
Every now and again, you're going to hit a finish and you think, oh, that was
60.
rather good. Things you don't forget at all. I'll tell you a couple that stick in my brain.
140.
I once took at 161 against Mensa Sulevic in 2018. It was to win the match. It was a belter of a game. Both averaged 100.
100.
And all he said to me was, respect. That was it. Just one word.
That's a rare slip, a rare diversion.
81.
And the thing is, such is the quality of this game, that could be punished. Because you wouldn't put it past Robinson to put in a 140 here.
Or a 135.
95.
Oh no, he's made a bit of an
Simon
error there
Whitlock,
because by staying
140.
there and hitting the single, he's left himself on 166.
Well, you know he was going to stay on the 60. He was going to try and be aggressive. It's the way he plays. Simon, yes, did this yesterday. You got the choice of the small 20 or the treble 12. Very good.
92.
Reece Robson's played well in this game, but he's not good enough to take out the 166. Remember, Simon Whitlock's already had an average of 111 this week.
134. Simon
He's averaging that
Whitlock,
again, but he's
48.
trailing this just to bring the game back to level terms. This is awkward. He thought it was in. And now he's got to do the hard work again. And he's going to see little to nothing. Maybe a little pocket on the bottom corner.
16.
And he nearly found a way through. So there's a
32.
3-1.
Game
One
shot
person
in
is
fourth
hitting the
leg,
doubles and
Reece
the other one is
Robinson.
barely getting a shot. This fixture is not disappointing whatsoever.
Fifth leg is Reese to throw first. Game
Don't get me
on.
wrong, last night's game was really good, but this is a different level. This is a professional level match.
Well, Reece Robinson wins this. He's all but the winner of the group
60.
as well. Because Scott Taylor would need to win his last two games to level his tally at 12.
There are times as a player, Henry, where
140.
you feel like you can hit anything. You're in that beautiful zone of comfort and you feel relaxed. But there's also that
44.
little bit of motivation. It feels like Simon's close to that. But he's not going to win this game by the looks
44.
of it. Every dart player who's graced the Pro Tour who's done something with this sport
58.
has got a tale of a game that they've played where they feel that nobody on earth would beat them. I can honestly say there was a time I played against Nathan
137.
Aspinall. I hit a 170 finish to take the penultimate leg, and I took the next leg in 10. And Nathan just laughed at me and said, what am I supposed to do with that then?
57.
I've watched Luke Humphreys do that to people. I've seen Kyle Anderson do that to people. I'm sure Whitlock's got tales of doing that to people.
43.
They are the kind of levels that you need at times to succeed at the top level. If you don't have that, you aren't going to succeed against the best in the world.
100. Simon, you require 137.
Well, Whitlock's got 6 here for the 137 to bring it back to 3-2. And importantly, this is a breaker throw as well. So the match would return to the darts and Whitlock would have it in the next
57.
to take us all the way for the first time this evening.
Right, the pressure's going to come from Robinson right now. He
92.
wanted
Simon, you
to
require
leave
80.
90. Does he need dart 3? He does now.
Game shot in the fifth
Tricky
leg.
indeed.
Simon Whitlock.
There's another leg in this match at least. I'll tell you why Robinson wanted to leave a 90 shot.
Six leg, it's Simon.
Because he wanted to go bull first.
Game on.
He wanted to flex right there. He didn't want to go 20-20 bull. He wanted to go bull first to hit tops.
97.
And all of a sudden, what looked like one-way traffic, despite the fact he's being outscored, is now becoming more of a contest. And Reece Robinson may well see the walls begin to close in on him.
58.
Have you noticed that these guys have different ways of towing the oche as well? Whitlock is very much like Ian White.
44.
He places the foot behind the raised oche very carefully. And that is the way he's done it his entire career. But it's also something he
100.
cultivated during an ankle injury. It's very careful. Whereas Robinson, when he approaches the oche, he does what's called hitting the brakes.
100.
He will plant his foot on top and then put it behind. That's what a lot of people do these days. It's a way of stopping themselves from being too quick.
140.
Well, let's tow the oche.
$140.
And that literally is a toe of the oche. Whitlock here looking at 120 to take us all the way. We've already seen him hit this tonight.
171. Simon Yukai, 120.
And if he doesn't get it, Robinson's back for the match. Double top.
100.
Just underneath. So this
Reece, you require
put
32.
the cap on a 4-2 win. Been a pearl of a
Game
contest.
shot and the match.
And it's
Reece
been won with a
Robinson.
13 darter from Reece Robinson. What a game that was, and a lot of mutual respect between the pair. Simon Whitlock losing that game despite averaging the best part of a ton in it. Reece Robinson just took his chances when they came. Averaging the end of 95.30. 4 from 8 on his doubles, including that 1-3-4. What a finish that was. Coming up after the break, Scott Taylor takes on Alex Moore. Reece, many congratulations. You've won Group B. Tonight, it felt like from the very first start, business-like from yourself.
Yeah, I really wanted to win the group out. I said I wanted to just get through, but in my head I thought it'd be a great group to win, and some of the players are in here. It'd just be nice to win this one.
Has tonight felt better than last night in terms of performance?
Yeah, performance when I've came off and looked at averages, I've played well, but I still don't feel like I'm playing great. The darts aren't landing right, and it just feels a little bit awkward. But when you put in 109 averages and stuff, it's not bad.
I was going to say, game 2, that was... I mean, we were having a look through the numbers and the kind of what we've been crunching and what we've got of you. That's about a point or so off your career best in terms of what we can get in recorded data.
Yeah, that's good then, isn't it? I don't often look at averages, but I was looking tonight because I knew it was good. So you want to look when they're good.
I'll tell you what, that last game against Simon, that was a bit of a humdinger, wasn't it?
Heavy scoring there, yeah. 2 big scorers. There might have been a few missed shots here and there, but that was 2 proper players going at it there, and he's a gentleman of the game. It was a pleasure to play him.
And one more to go.
Oh, yeah. No, another one.
And another one. Right, we'll let you go. We'll let you get ready. Reece, thank you so much.
Cheers.
That man right there has done a very good job tonight. In fact, he's done a brilliant job over the last couple of nights. He's played some stupendous darts, but from the horse's mouth, he's not entirely happy with the way his darts are landing. Dart players are very hard to please sometimes.
First leg, it's Scott to throw first. Game on.
Over his last couple of games, he's played some wonderful darts, and he's averaged, for his last couple of games, over 100.
39.
Now, this is a big change for Scott Taylor. We've seen a change of flights earlier in the night for Alex Small, and now we see the
96.
same for Taylor. He's off to Moulded Flightsville. This is the first time he's used them here on this stage.
59.
It'll be interesting to see if this is a long-term fix or just him testing something out on the stage that he's been maybe fiddling with
84.
back at home in Bolton. Seemed to do Gary Anderson a great deal of joy during the Worlds. He went to something similar to this
97.
and has not looked back.
$50.
So of the 5 players in this group situation, it is now 3 players who have changed a piece of equipment
96.
over the course of the last couple of nights. 4 games to go. You've got Taylor against Small. You've got Mason Whitlock
101.
to take on Reece Robinson next. That will be his last game of this group. And then Simon Whitlock will take on Taylor in their last game before Small
100.
ends his
Alec,
campaign for the week
170.
against Mason.
60.
I don't quite get
Scott,
the
you
pear-shaped
require
flight change for Alec. I
110.
just don't see it. I can kind of understand what Scott is doing with these.
80.
He's looking for a little bit more
Alec, you require
consistency.
110.
And he might get that from the exact right angles of the flight setup. But it is very dependent
74.
on the weight
Scott, you require
of the flight
30.
setup as well. It might have the darts sitting a little differently,
Game shot in the first
but he's
leg.
sitting pretty
Scott
with a 1-0
Taylor.
lead.
Well, it's looking a lot sharper, isn't it, for Scotty T?
Second leg is Alec to throw first.
Well, that was rather more deliberate, that first dart there from Alec.
140.
I just wonder whether he may use these last couple of games as a exercise as to where his game's at, maybe try out 1 or 2 things. I mean,
43.
we saw Luke Littler, didn't we, when he played here, where groups were done and by the by that he'd try things out. I remember that infamous game where he played
60.
with just flatties.
He played an entire evening with his dad's darts, and he was still better than everybody else.
60.
You can't buy talent like that. I think if we had teams in this
131.
sport, the transfer fee for Littler would be so far above that of Neymar going to Paris Saint-Germain, you might not be able to measure it.
45.
Well, it's a
Alec,
type of
you require
talent you cannot teach.
170.
You can only try and nurture to the best of your ability. Talent like that is just naturally within you.
96.
Small comes back looking at 74 to square the game up at 1 apiece. And Taylor is a long way back.
140.
Max would have left him anything. And
Alec
even he's had a bit of a
74.
tinker as Taylor.
Does that make Small the soldier spy? Okay.
Yeah.
So he hits an 11 off 74. That leaves 63.
34,
Then
sorry.
18 leaves 45, and the 5 leaves tops. That's how a dart player's brain works, by the way. They always take one sum at a time. But some people can just do it a little bit quicker.
140. Alec, you require
That
40.
takes that. That leaves that. That goes there. And that
Game
goes
shot
in.
the
And it's
second leg.
1-1.
Alex Small.
And so we are on turn, so all square. And for
Third leg
Alec,
is Scott to throw
I
first.
suppose first things
Game
first, just
on.
get a win tonight. He will not want to walk away from a session pointless.
Nobody ever wants to do that. Even if you're
16.
through. And you've been given the gift of qualification really early, you still don't want to have a night
100.
where you do not win. That's not going to do your confidence any good going into Saturday, no matter who you are.
This is a discipline where bagels
97.
taste sickly.
You like bagels?
I can give and take a good
60.
bagel. It's one of them. I won't go out of my way to eat, but they're on the buffet, then I'm not going to say no.
41.
I didn't know they did a carbonara bagel.
140.
It's like the not going out of foods. You know that TV program? No one will ever go out of their way to watch it. But if it's on the TV, you go, yeah, I might watch it. It's okay.
33.
That's one way to describe a bagel.
Yep, I've just compared it to a Lee Mack sitcom.
59.
As for Scott Taylor, he is very much in the 1% club here at the Super Series of players that have ascended to the ultimate summit and won a Champions Week title.
81. Alec, you require
Well, that
142.
Flyer with the last means that Small's got 6 here to break the throw and open up a 2-1 lead.
62.
I just wonder whether he'd be daring enough to go tops when you consider the situation and you consider what little is at stake in this contest.
41.
I don't know if his confidence
Alec,
is
you
at the same
require
level
80.
as a top shot right now. I think he just wants to do things the simple way.
60.
Not that that was
Scott, you
simple.
require 148.
Well, this is very much in the Scott Taylor wheelhouse. But it ain't anymore. And so Small
39.
to get a big
Alec,
break.
you require 20.
Look at it, 2 10s.
The one thing about small flights is they will travel faster, but they will give
10.
you less stability.
Scott, you require 109.
They're not for everybody. I definitely can't imagine Scott Taylor using them. That's why he never has.
Scott's been very much a player that knows what equipment he needs, he wants, and he sticks with it by and large.
73. Alec, you require
I've never
10.
seen him throw a dart that wasn't the one that he's got in his hand right now. Double one,
Game shot in the
Okay,
third leg. Alex
it's different.
Small.
but it's effective. As to whether he went for that treble one, you'd have to ask him.
Fourth leg is Alec to throw first. Game on.
Well, this game hasn't quite had the quality of some of our other contests this evening.
100.
But I think Alex Small's in that particular bracket of he won't care how, he just wants to get a win, just to get something on the board.
60.
Taylor right now is not playing anywhere near his best.
140.
What he's going to have to do on Saturday night is dig really deep, because he has been to a Saturday night recently. If my memory serves me right, he lost in a 9-dart shootout.
Well, you get the
80.
sense now for Scott Taylor push has come to shove.
45.
And I think he understands as well that because he's already qualified, his usual weapon
81.
to try and get out of playing this poorly is anger. It's one of get angry with myself,
56.
conjure up this adrenaline, which will help me re-spirit myself, and now is not the time for that, because all it's going to do is tire him out.
45. Alec, you
It's
require
not going to be
160.
conducive to doing well tomorrow.
Another one of them. Doesn't go. And the problem is, for someone like Scott Taylor, I know we've mentioned it a
128.
few times, but he's a player that's got to play with edge. He's got to play with something riding on it. And as much as you can see, he's trying.
140.
When
Alec,
he's
you
done his
require
primary
32.
objective, it's difficult to get
Game
back on
shot
the
on the
horse
fourth
and get
leg,
the juices
Alex
flowing in the
Small.
same way. As Small finds a double 16 to go 2 clear.
Fifth leg, it's Scott to throw
I know what you
first.
mean about
Game on.
getting the job done, and it's difficult to be up for the remainder of the challenge because you've already accomplished the goal. It reminds me of a movie scene in a
45.
very famous Jerry Bruckheimer movie called The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage. There's a character on the floor that has been crushed by an
82.
air conditioning vent, and his leg keeps twitching. Nicolas Cage asks Sean Connery, "Is that normal?" He said, "Yeah, it happens, because the guy is on the floor and he's deceased."
100.
And Nicolas Cage says, "Can you do something about it?" And Sean Connery's line said, this very next thing, "What do you want me to do? Kill him again?"
93.
Same thing. Objective done. Then some people's minds move on very, very quickly, and they can't look back.
46.
Well, Scott Taylor nearly never was able to look back, or nearly never able to ever throw a dart again, because he got a bit stuck. Alec
26.
luckily pulled away just in time. Otherwise, things could have got rather bloodied on that stage.
Let's face it, that exclusion zone, to a lot of the people who've played here the last few years,
180.
it might as well be invisible now. To people who are playing here for the first time,
60. Scott, you require 130.
people from next week potentially, they'll know exactly where the exclusion zone is.
105.
Scott doesn't know where the bullseye is right now, but because they're so experienced, they just swan around the stage
95. Scott, you require 25.
and they don't even know where the exclusion zone is anymore.
13.
Well, double six
Alec,
isn't
you're
going to be
quite
found. Simon Whitlock
145.
hit a 145 earlier on tonight. Is Alex Small going to do something similar? Not this time. And so
89.
to keep
Scott, you
the
require
game
12.
afloat, 2 sixes for Scott Taylor.
Game shot on the fifth leg.
And he's
Scott
forced
Taylor.
Alex Small to serve this game out.
Now, isn't it funny that he hit that double six immediately when this game was on the
Sixth
cusp
leg
of
is Alex
being
to throw
won
first.
by his opponent? So maybe you're right.
91.
The right word is jeopardy. And if we had a game show of Jeopardy here at the Modus Super Series,
85.
I suppose the answer would be the winner of Series 6 and numerous weekly titles. Who is Scott Taylor?
100.
Well, we've got the weakest Binks here on Pluto TV now on this channel. What's to say we don't have darting Jeopardy
59.
in the future?
Do you know what? I wouldn't mind having a go at presenting a quiz show.
180.
Is that your audition for the job?
I reckon I could.
60. Alex
Anyway.
require 130.
130 for the match. Ball. Just wide.
105.
It's not the worst idea, you know. Have a weekly quiz show with the players who come in, and we test them on the players who have played here.
I think some might do better than others.
58.
Yeah, some people
Alex,
haven't
you
got a
require
clue.
25.
But then there are people who come here and they know a lot.
And some win a lot.
Game shot.
And
on
Alex
the
Small
match,
is one of them. It
Alex
hasn't
Small.
quite happened tonight, but he has got a win on the board. He gets the better of Scott Taylor by 4 legs to 2. And finally, there's that elusive W for the Welsh wildcard. A 4-2 win over Scott Taylor.
This one 4-6 and it's on. Treble 18, the double 16 for a 1-4-6. Oh my word!
Game shot on the 4th leg. Dylan Slevin.
First one, he's going to go tops. But he does, so it's double turn for a 140 checkout.
Well, what a shot!
Game shot on the 1st leg. Jesus Noguera.
It's been one of those games where the player phone first has had all the time that they've wanted. Double 18.
Quiet for Thomas. And so is double top.
Hello, Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Goodbye, leg. Where'd that come from?
Hammer to go one up here. And he does so.
Game shot on the 2nd leg, Andy Hamilton.
Still the target. Bullseye. Oh, what a shot by Buckby. should be a good guide for Fallon Sherrock, who does use it perfectly. And
Fallon Sherrock!
So this is what's to come when next week gets underway here at the Live Lounge. Neil Duff is back. He is looking to cement another weekly title. Scott Mitchell is looking to get his first. Meanwhile, in Group B, Fallon Sherrock's also looking for first weekly title in the normal series. Of course, she has won the last Women's Week. And Martin Thomas is back in Group C as well. Pretty much an ever-present here. Always look forward to Martin's company. And Kevin Painter also makes his Live Lounge return. So that's Monday morning, 9:30, and you can watch every single dart here on Pluto TV. 3 more matches to go tonight. We have raced through the games on this Friday evening, and Reece Robinson has rattled through them quicker than them all. He has been the top performer tonight. He has won all 3 of his games. He's an average of 109. He's an average of 95. His doubling has been superb. 4 from 9 in Game 1. 4 from 4 in that 109 average in Game 2, including 3 ton-plus checkouts, and 4 from 8 and a 1-3-4 in his match against Simon Whitlock a couple of games ago. Before the break, we saw Alex Small get his first win of the evening, getting the better of Scott Taylor by 4 legs to 2. And if we're going to be perfectly honest, Nico, yes, Mason Whitlock's had a better night tonight, but if Reece Robinson continues to play to type, realistically, there should only be one winner.
Yeah, very fair indeed.
First leg is Mason to
57% on doubles for the night is extremely world class. We have seen some people play in Group B before with 3 matches and have better than that. I remember Christian Kiss did that when he was here a few years ago. He's had a rather good week. He played brilliantly on the Pro Tour this week, but people, when they get a hot streak on the doubles, they can keep it going for 3 or 4 games, and Reece is proof of that.
I'd make an argument that that Christian Kiss is perhaps one of the best players we've had here in terms of performance levels that never won a week here in the Super Series.
You know what it's like with Christian, though. The moment he starts playing well is the moment he gets another injury.
26.
And that's not his fault. It's just the way his career has panned out. That's never been a problem for Reece.
121.
Always been quite free-flowing with his action. I think he's going to be playing for a very, very long time.
How do you think Mason's going to reflect upon tonight? I suppose he'd be happy about the fact that his level of performance has improved. But I think he also knew realistically coming into tonight that his chances of making it through were slim to nigh on impossible.
108.
Look at who he's up against. 3-time weekly winner Robinson, 4-time weekly winner and series champion Scott Taylor, his legend father, and 2-time weekly champion Alex Small. He was always going to be up against it.
And Robinson, courtesy of that max, has given himself time and space to win the opening leg of this contest. He's going to come back for 60 to potentially get it done in 14.
He's done really well to leave a finish there.
Reece requires 60.
So 20 for tops, and he's done the flatty. We've seen him do this a few times in the past. And what that does, it opens up the bed a bit more. And now he's got a completely clear target on 10s and a completely clear target that's found. Robinson one up, breaking hand.
He's the only person employing that these days, because Littler doesn't do it anymore. Neither does Darryl Gurney.
First. Game on.
But Robinson will persevere.
I mean, Bates does.
$140.
Your friend Owen.
I don't have any friends called Owen.
Oh, come on. In the words of Gorilla Monsoon, will you stop?
140.
Well, I do know somebody called Owen who did some refereeing in Poland last weekend. I don't know where he is now, mind.
Jar Jar?
Ah, yes. The infamous Jar Jar Binks.
180.
Suitcase Binks?
No Suitcase Binks. That's the second 180 of the game for Reece Robinson. His average coming towards the end of leg 2, approaching the 118 mark.
This guy is seriously
43.
good, isn't he? Averages of 87, 109, 95, and he had the audacity to say to you in the last 20 minutes that he hasn't played that well. I don't
59.
believe you, Reece.
However, if he doesn't feel like he's playing well and there's more on the locker, then things may well be ominous.
Yeah, but what is the right level for him to be playing well?
134. Reese your car, 122.
Don't understand it. Well, 25 off leaves 97, and that leaves 76. And that leaves
66.
a lot less. Ironically, 56 is what he was on when he was on the end of that really big shot from an opponent earlier.
56.
No, hold on a minute. It was Whitlock who left at 56, and it was 134 from Robinson. That's right.
36.
That's wrong.
Mason, you require 143.
Well, he's had the 160 already this evening, his Mason. Hit that against Scott Taylor last time out. Is he going to back it up for 143? Double 16. Would have been a bit of Mason magic.
Reese require 20.
Don't go too far left. Well, well, well. Now he's got to go further. Unless he wants to hit the top. He's going for the top. Show me the top.
No score.
Had to be higher.
Mason,
you have to risk the double
require
6 when you go that route.
16.
However, a miss is as good as a mile. And Mason
Game
levels
shot,
up,
second
gets the
leg,
break back one
Mason
apiece. Just
Whitlock.
before we move on with this game, I do want to mention there's some news coming out from the exhibition circuit. The
Following
Modus
Mason to
Sports
throw first.
Exhibition
Game
Series
on.
continues. And tonight, some of the best players in the world were in Wrexham. And there wasn't quite any Deadpool
60.
kind of stuff, but we did see some deadly finishing from Stephen Bunting. He won the tournament, getting the better of Joe Cullen by 4 legs to 1 in the final at Wrexham's Mecca Bingo. And there's a number of
100.
Mecca Bingo nights in association with Modus Sports and Modus Darts throughout the course of 2026. And you can get tickets for that on the same website that you can get tickets for a Saturday night here at the Super Series.
On the bright side for
45.
Stephen, he doesn't have to stay over in Wrexham because he can get home in about 60 minutes from there.
And if not, then you can probably ask if Warby's got a spare room. He lives in
97.
Wrexham, doesn't he?
That's how you can get your tickets for Saturday night. And it is officially Saturday now, so if you want to join us tonight, that's how you can. London Road in North End of Portsmouth. Very
58.
accessible. Just be here for around 6:30. Get yourself a seat because tonight's lineup is stacked with experience
57.
and lots of winners from this place. We could be in for a brilliant evening.
Well, you've got an all-time legend of the game, and Simon Whitlock is an all-time legend of the game.
96.
When was the last time you could do that for a £5 to see a legendary dart player?
Probably when the price of a £5 was probably the price of 50 quid
57.
because of inflation. But a good night's worth of darts and a good value price with it as well, all the same.
81.
Simon has one more game left. He's up against Scott Taylor next. Then Mason will close the
121.
show.
Mason, you require 161.
He could still walk away with 6 points from this group.
Can still finish 4th, which give him an extra few points in the pocket.
41. Reese, you require 69.
So Robinson looking at 69 here to get the break and go 2-1 up. Double 12.
45.
Clips the wire, the pair.
Mason, you require 120.
Just for a second there, I thought he might have entertained 3 tops.
60. Reese, you require 24.
Obviously not, because that shot belongs to this guy.
12.
But he does not have the leg.
Mason, you require 60.
Well, Reece Robinson teared away at the beginning of this contest. Oh, he's made a mess. He's made a mess of it. 2 darts, too high.
20.
And off the back of
Reece, you
60, he's
require
not
12.
got a dart at a double.
Yeah, that was a big mistake. And he should pay for it. He most definitely does.
Game shot in the third leg, Reese Robinson.
Mason's trying to figure out what went wrong. It was all about the first start. It
Fourth
was
leg
too
is
high.
Reese to throw first. Game on.
And he is bamboozled.
And actually, when you consider what he's done tonight, this is actually out of keeping in comparison to his levels of performance. He's dropping a
121.
10, 15 points from what he's been producing for the most part of the night. And luckily for him, Reese Robinson's not actually doing too much special himself. And Mason piles in a max, his first of the game.
180.
This is going to be the best spell of this game, we feel. That treble 20 is the size of a barn door all of a sudden.
100.
Well, it looks like that 9 dark
45.
curse is going on in 2026. I don't know the reason for the 9 dark curse in 2026.
We do get plenty in the sport.
Reach your car 155.
I suppose it might be like, do you remember that Daily Star campaign? What goes on longer? The wait for a 9 darter or a cabbage to go rotten?
97. Mason, your car 164.
What have you been reading?
Don't you remember Liz Truss and the cabbage?
104. Reach your
You
car
are
58.
a crazy human being, do you know that? Double 10.
Game shot.
That is a beauty of a double 10 as well. 3-1 when Mason really was the favourite to be taking the lead a little bit earlier. What do you read?
Mason to throw first. Game on.
Don't you remember? It was all
No, clearly not.
It was all over Twitter 3 years ago.
1. Why? 2.
137.
Why do you remember it? Somewhere in your brain, you've got some sort of Liz Truss cabbage memory. You're not
77.
normal.
I mean, I could retort, but it's probably not worth my time.
44.
Shall we move on?
Please.
To those of you who are
16.
tuning in for the first time, we're exactly like this when the microphones are turned off.
I know you are.
100.
I think if Mason doesn't get another victory in this group, it'll be slightly harsh. But from this position, you would fancy he's got a better
85.
opportunity of winning against Small than against Robinson in his last match of this group.
Yeah, it looks like Mason Whitlock will be hoping for small gains in his final match.
100.
However, he may well be keeping this one ticking along for just a little while longer.
59. Mason, your car 120.
This time he went for 3 tops. Premeditated.
100.
He's well positioned because Robinson is about to leave a finish.
Well, imagine if he leaves a ton, or hits a ton to leave the 120.
Oh, he might not leave a finish. Now what do you do? 25? 15? Yes,
50.
very wise.
Mason, you required 20.
2 tens.
Game shot in the
Back
fifth
to
leg.
3-2, and to Mason
Whitlock.
Whitlock's credit, he's forcing Reese Robinson to serve this match out.
Sixth leg is Reese to throw first. Game on.
Who are you looking forward to seeing most next week, by the way?
96.
Good question.
I am really keen to see Fallon play next week because she played some really good stuff at the Women's Week. That's her first Women's Week title.
80.
And if you take Bo Greaves out of the equation, she didn't play that badly at the Women's Series either.
I mean, obviously it's high profile the way last year went for
57.
Fallon Sherritt, but there was signs towards the end of last year she was getting better, and the form that she's shown so far in the 2026 season, it looks very promising. And she's still not won a week in this format. Now, she won weeks in Southampton, but hasn't done so here. James Buckby is a player to look out for. He's a smooth operator. And Andy Hamilton is becoming a bit of a regular in terms of winning weeks. He's getting that winning habit here.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I think Group B next week could be the group to watch.
It usually is.
95.
And of course, we'll have the return of primetime Matthew Edgar to the commentary box next week.
60.
In WrestleMania season. Let's speculate on what Robinson could possibly do with a 148. Now, the biggest frisky shot is Bull, treble 16 Bull.
125. Rishikar, 148.
If he does this, I'll give you a tenner.
Well, he's not going to do it. Ouch. That last dart
Mason, you require
makes the next shot a bit harder, but where have we seen this before? We saw it earlier from Mason, but he can't save his skin this time with it.
100.
And so Reese returns to 67 to get the job done for 2. Double 16.
35.
He's been mustered on that 32
Mason,
tonight.
you require 60.
But he offers an olive branch to Whitlock.
No score.
He misses double 10 this time, and that might be curtains.
32.
Well, this for the clean sweep. As he said in his interview, another one? Oh, yes, that's another one, and that's the lot for Reese Robinson. 4 wins out of 4. The best player tonight, and that there's no doubt. For Mason Whitlock, he's still got one more game to go. He takes on Alex Small towards the end of the night. And for Reese Robinson, a good night's work. Simon Whitlock and Scott Taylor is coming up after this short break.
International Pairs returns to the Live Lounge for its third iteration this April. We will be announcing the full lineup live on Pluto TV, where we'll reveal all 12 nations and the 24 players who will represent their countries in the Ultimate Pairs Showdown. Join us at 3 p.m. on the 9th of March for the exclusive International Pairs 3 team reveal, live and free on Pluto TV.
Game 9 of the night sees Simon Whitlock and Scott Taylor go head-to-head. Before the break, Reece Robinson got the better of Mason Whitlock by 4 legs to 2. So these two playing for the final time tonight, but they will go into Saturday night's final here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And the winner of this game will guarantee second spot in the group. Now, the loser of this match will take on Reece Robinson against the pro in their opening match when it comes to Saturday night's play here at the Super Series. So that the simplified situation in the race for P2. Scott Taylor's last start to warm up was an illegal one. But one of that man there in your picture, Nico, Simon Whitlock, he's played some brilliant stuff tonight. I know he lost last time out to Reece Robinson, but his level of performance has been absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, he really has been good tonight, hasn't he? Nearly a 94 average in his first game. Nearly 102. And then nearly 100 in defeat. Do you know what's going to be really interesting? When we are live on Pluto TV later tonight from 7:30 for the finals night of week 6, I can't wait to see the odds for these 6 players.
140.
We've got legitimate weekly title contenders everywhere. Muhlenkamp, Whitlock, Dennant, Taylor, Robinson.
120.
And Andy Davidson's won a weekly title before. It's a little bit silly, in fact, when you think about the lineup.
140.
Well, let's, for the sake of this, become our own bookies then. And I want you to place who in your mind would be the favourite downwards.
96.
I think we could have joint favourites.
100.
Robinson and Muhlenkamp. Closely followed by Whitlock and
47.
Dennant.
Scott Taylor, 121.
And I think Davidson's going to be the outsider. I think Scott Taylor's going to have to be 5th favourite.
65. Simon Uricor, 138.
Interesting. So Whitlock looking at the 138. He could have been blazing that on a T-shirt if he found it.
78. Scott Uricor, 56.
It's improvement we've got from Scott here. He's back to the regulation flights and stems, and he's back to normal form-wise as well. That's a beautiful leg of darts.
So Taylor 1-0 to the goods.
You get the feeling the moulded flights were just a short-term experiment? Maybe a set of flights that he's had in his case for a while that he wanted to trial? Or maybe,
100.
based on who's in the practice room, Simon's emptied whatever's in his bag and he's, oh, Scott says I like them, I'll give them a go.
100.
Honestly, have you seen Simon's darts bag?
Oh, yes.
It's like staring into Narnia.
140.
He's like a medieval doctor that's got all these remedies and they put all these potions together for a cure.
Like doctors do these days.
140.
What kind of doctor do you go to?
I don't think I've seen it. I haven't seen a doctor for ages.
That's probably a good thing if you're going to doctors that make potions
83.
and stuff. I think you're confusing it with Harry Potter World.
Well, we do have a wizard on the stage.
57.
Yeah, get Simon Whitlock in a series. A Game of Thrones or something like that.
95.
Dart players have been in some famous things. Scott Mitchell's been in EastEnders.
And in a Hollywood film.
58.
His
Scott,
game
you
against
require
Jess Smith was
83.
Beaver, which was used in a famous film, and I cannot remember the actor that was in it. I think it might have genuinely been someone like a Brad Pitt. It was a big, big name. But this would be a big finish, but this would put him 2 up. Double 9.
Game shot
No
on the second
mistake.
leg, Scott
This is
Taylor.
good. 14, 15, 2-zip.
And it's all to do with the fact he doesn't want to
Going
end
against
his
Simon
night
to
with
throw
no
first.
points. He is not going to be in the same group as Simon
43.
come Saturday night. You've already mentioned that. But he might see him again on Saturday night in the semis of the final.
59.
If you were going to put Simon Whitlock in a movie, both future or past, what would you choose?
$81.
Oh, it's an easy answer for me. Shrek.
Please do elaborate.
As himself.
140.
I'd have him playing darts at the tournament when Donkey and Shrek go to see Lord Farquaad.
59.
When he's got the tournament going on at the castle. I'd have Simon Whitlock playing darts there before they have the wrestling match in the mud pit.
And beating Ryan Searle's quite tough these days.
100.
As Whitlock piles in a max. The first of the game, averaging 98 and change.
Have you seen Shrek?
Do you know what? Shrek is one of my favourite films. Shrek 2 is much better.
Because there's a famous line in that
45.
movie.
Simon,
We're
you
going
require
to have a
20.
tournament. That's where it's born from, you see.
Well, the trend in this game has been 5 visit legs.
No
But that
score.
trend's going to come to an end. The director in my ears just told me that Shrek 2 is 10 times a better film than the normal Shrek.
100. Simon, you require 20.
Okay, let's press pause on that. Let's see if Simon can hit this one. Are we there yet?
10.
Are we there yet?
Scott, you require 157.
Well, if Scott Taylor finds the 157, he may do the Raw.
I think that's the third Shrek.
97.
Maybe even the fourth.
Simon, you
I
require
think it was the
10.
fourth. Anyway, 2-5 to Whitlock.
Game shot in the third leg.
The
Simon
one thing tonight
Whitlock.
that Mason's not saying to his dad is, I love you, Daddy. Because his
Well,
daddy's
there is
beaten him
Scott to go
twice.
first. Game on.
Daddy's going to Saturday night, and the son is not. And we play darts on a Friday night when the sun is
140.
not out anymore.
$57.
I get the feeling that Simon plays better darts in Group B than he does Group A. He's been coming here for over a year now, and the patterns tell us that he prefers nighttime darts to daytime darts.
And he's openly said that Group A doesn't really suit him. It doesn't bring the best out of him. And look, he's somebody that's been used to playing in big
60.
arenas in a prime time slot. And this at the Super Series is as close as you're going to get to it.
All the while, he did set a personal best here on Tuesday morning.
100. $83. Scott, you require 121.
Should be 25 first here with his opponent not on a finish. And by doing so, Treble 20 would have left double 18. Time on side.
61.
He's left himself on 60 after 12 to go to clear one away.
I'm going to have to ask the director why Shrek 2 is better than the first one.
83. Scott,
I can
you require
dob him in it if
60.
you want.
Dob? Are you Australian? Nobody in England uses the word dob.
Game shot in the fourth leg.
14
Scott
data
Taylor.
for Scott Taylor, and he's dobbing Whitlock in it. 3-1.
Next thing you know, you'll be calling all your friends a drongo.
Fifth leg, it's Simon to
What?
throw first.
That's an
Game on.
Australian insult.
That is broadcastable, right?
Yes, it is. Of course it is. It was on Neighbours and Home and Away.
$86.
I've been told by my director tonight,
$95.
Max, Giant Gingerbread Man is the only reason why Shrek 2 is better than the original Shrek.
Oh, I don't know about that.
$140.
It's a good scene, don't get me wrong.
And the Fairy Godmother, so that's more than the 3 words he said.
Okay, I'm starting to get it now, because
97.
anything to do with Jennifer Saunders gets my vote. That woman is as close to perfect as it comes.
Well, Scott Taylor's been absolutely fabulous in this game so far.
91.
But Whitlock hoping to keep this match going just that one leg longer, forcing Taylor to serve it out in the next.
90.
Did you know that Jennifer Saunders was also in Friends?
I've heard about this, yes.
She was the parent of
81.
Emily when they came to England for Ross's wedding. She was only in a couple of episodes.
Yeah, no one told it was going to be that way, though.
59. Simon, you require 103.
You come with free tumbleweeds to save the match.
79.
That's a really
Scott,
good visit.
You require 160.
Now it's the turn of Taylor to get off the mark for the night. But that will have to wait.
And so Whitlock returns, looking at 2 12s to seal leg 5, shall I say?
40.
And to force
Simon,
Taylor
24.
to serve it out in the next. 2 12s. Now double 6.
18.
If I may say so,
Scott, you
Whitlock
require
looks a little bit
120.
flat. He's given everything he's got tonight. The job is done. But now Taylor gets a chance to finally get off the mark. If he doesn't hit the 60, he wants to miss this slightly high.
Well, I was going to ask the question, how frisky is he feeling? Because he may contemplate 3 tops, because this is for the end of his night. But he's a man of convention.
60.
And Whitlock will head
Simon,
down
you
to the bottom of the
require
board
6.
to reduce the gap back down to 1 again.
Got to go to the left.
3. Scott, you require
He keeps missing,
60.
and Taylor now inches closer.
Well, Simon Whitlock 1 from 13 on the double. Scott Taylor 3 from 3 on the outer ring. And 4 out of 5 is good enough to seal a comprehensive win. 4-1 success for Scott Taylor over Simon Whitlock, who got the job that he needed done tonight for Scott Taylor. He finishes second in the group despite the fact he only won 1 game all evening. But he saved his best performance for the very last. Our last game is Alex Small and Mason Whitlock.
Welcome to the last game of our Group B schedule for the evening. And Alex Small and Mason Whitlock will do battle one more time before they leave us for the week. Everybody else has completed their quota and they are safely through to Saturday night. So this is effectively a game for pride. But there is a possibility for Mason Whitlock to elevate his way up to 4th for a few extra dollars and to put Small in the basement.
First leg, it's Alex to throw first.
It's going to have to be quite a wide margin of victory. We have a 5-leg disparity between the two in the leg difference column, which means there has to be a 6-leg swing. That means Whitlock's got to win by 3 or 4 legs. That's 4-1 or 4-0 to get into 4th.
93.
Well, for our final match of the night, we head to the basement people.
57.
And it will be the revolving door that the pair will be heading through once this match is completed.
100. 140.
Hard to really state who's the favourite for this game because Small got off to a bit of a slow start.
43.
He did manage to get a victory against Scott Taylor in Game 7. But then Mason's found his first win of the night as well. That was in Game 5 against Taylor, so they know how to beat Scott.
$79.
That one's veered into the 3, which means there's no finish. There is, yeah, but it's a really tricky 57. I don't think these flights work for him. They're going in too quick, too upright,
47.
and too erratic.
And I think what will be the big disappointment for Alex Small was actually there was a lot of positive to take from the
28.
beginning of the week. Finished 3rd in Group A, played some decent stuff, and I think there would have been an expectation from his part to have kicked on in Group B. It hasn't quite worked out. And remember, he did win this game against Mason last night by 4-2 margin, averaged 91.5 in that game.
To throw first.
And from that point onwards, it just went badly wrong, badly south for the wild card.
140. 60.
I don't think I know of a dart player that throws such a violent follow-through and twists their lower arm bones as much as Alec.
55.
Look at the way he delivers these darts here very quickly. Look at the arm coming through. Look at the twist. My word.
57.
When you consider some of the smooth throws that we've seen in this series and some of the smoothest throws you've seen in World Darts over the last 10, 20 years, this is right up there with violence. It's like he's punching the air every time.
121. Mason, you require 135.
Well, he's got 6 from here to level up at 1 apiece, and he's going to need that full
82.
complement. But he has left himself handy on 53 after 12. Much improved like this.
93. Mason, you require 53.
That's a good leave.
Game shot.
And that is a very good kill.
Mason Whitlock.
Every now and again, he does remind us that the talent is there. And I don't think he'll mind us saying he's still got a lot to learn.
Game on.
That's a good thing, right?
Of course it is. He's only 22, and I think people forget that sometimes.
140.
Yes, he might be 3 years older than the 2-time current world champion, but not everybody is that man from Warrington. Not everybody can achieve that. He's got to find his journey.
23.
And his dad didn't have his best darts until he was in his 40s.
Well, we've mentioned it so many times sat in this commentary box. Success is not a one-size-fits-all approach.
42.
And in an era which is dominated by young players doing great things, and that's fantastic. For some players, look at a Derek Coulson, for example.
57.
Blossoming, playing the best darts of his career as he heads to his late 50s. And sometimes there's a reason why it happens a little bit later on in
80.
careers. For someone like Derek, the pressures of work aren't as extreme. For someone like Mason,
52.
maybe just needs that little bit of extra time, maybe a little bit of extra career experience, life experience, just maybe that little bit more maturity.
Don't stay there.
140. Alec
Thou shalt not
152.
give in to temptation.
102.
They've both
Mason
tried the
Newcar,
blame 180 now,
116.
and neither got it.
Can he find a way through? That would have been some dart if he did. And so Alec
56.
returning for
Alec
50
required
to go
50.
2-1 up. Double 16.
18. Mason, you require 60.
He had some trouble on this shot in his previous game.
20.
It was a bit
Alec,
tidier
you
than
require
last time.
32. Game shot in the third leg.
And that was
Alex
tidier than the
Small.
previous time. It's 2-1 small.
Halfway towards victory. And a
Well,
nice
then
little
Mason
embrace
to the
between the
first.
pair. I
Game on.
get the sense that these two have enjoyed each other's company tonight.
$95. 57.
I've seen some hair-raising darts tonight. We've seen some brilliant averages from Reece Robertson at 109 earlier on in the evening. Simon
99.
Whitlock, of course, with 101 as well.
But you can feel the adrenaline has
60.
come out of the room in the last hour. And you can completely understand that. This whole business is about succeeding.
60.
And when you mathematically can't, something chemical does happen in your body.
140.
It's just,
We've seen it in the Grand Slam as well.
well, it's just that natural adrenaline. It just goes. And you know as well as anybody, sometimes you just need those juices to flow to get the
125.
best out of you. But it can be a double-edged sword because you mentioned the Grand Slam. It's a great
92.
example of
Mason
which
Newcar, 122.
sometimes players can't react to, but there's other players that may play their best stuff once they know they're out. Bull.
81. Alec require 152.
No bullseye needed on this shot.
60. Mason require 41.
To tie it up.
$25.
Oh, now there
Alec,
could be
you
a 3-1
require
lead for Alec.
92.
But how? Not that way.
52.
So Mason
you
Whitlock
require
looking at
16.
double eight to square this game up at 2 apiece.
Game
And this
shot
game
ball there,
is back
Mason
at its
Whitlock.
equilibrionic point.
Fifth-legged Alec to throw first.
Somebody please tell me that is a word, and I'll be quiet.
180.
That's a trifecta of treble 20s.
137.
If I was feeling particularly frisky, I would say eloquently on the microphone to get everybody's
100.
voice recognition devices at work or at home, and I would ask that device, is equilibrionic a word?
96.
It can't be.
91.
It's not, is it?
No, but it's a fun word.
It's a fun word. It's like word salad.
It is. Equilibrium is a state of balance
92.
between
Alex
opposing
require
forces, actions, or
130.
chemical reactions where the net result is 0 or constant.
81.
Yes, that's equilibrium. Everybody knows that's a word.
It occurs when rates in both directions are equal, dynamic, or when forces cancel out static.
26.
It applies to
Alec, you
physical,
require
chemical, and
49.
economic systems representing stability, composure, or homeostasis.
33.
Hi, everybody.
Mason, you
It's
require
Saturday morning.
150.
And welcome to Henry Dickens' lexicography. Oh, that's a good approach.
Alec requires 16.
He's got to find that little squeeze. Oh, now. He's got to do a Jensen Walker.
No score.
I tell you what, if he'd hit that, that might have been
Mason,
better than
you
Jensen
require
Walker's
32.
to win Series 10.
Up against Sam Spivey. Double 8. Now 2 4s.
24.
Does not go,
Alec,
and
you
so
require
Alec returns
16.
2 8s to pull himself to within 1. To pull himself to within 1.
Game shot in the 5th leg. Alex Small.
And eventually he finds a full-on look, a puff of the cheeks. He's a man that looks absolutely shattered after a tiring week.
Yeah, 23 games. He's cooked. And don't tell me the darts is easy. It's hard.
85. $100.
It's actually a very hard game to play when you're tired. It's a bit like when you've driven for 4 hours and you've been so focused on the road that you need to take your brain away from what you're doing. Well, these guys do play from 10 o'clock competitively
41.
all the way through to 1 o'clock in the morning. That's 3 hours. But they're here a good couple of hours before that. And Alec has been here since Monday morning.
41.
Yeah, both of these players are here early on this evening, making sure they got all their practice in before the matches get underway.
140.
And to be fair, we were doing some filming this evening, and when we were up in the studio, Mason was constantly hammering the board
55.
when the players have an allotted practice session on stage.
50.
Uh-huh, I see what you did there, Alec. The question is, can you find it?
58. Alec, you require 170.
Are we going to have a fishy finish? No.
95.
Well, that's the long and short of it.
Mason, you require 128.
There was no biggie for small. Triple 20 for the bull. Bull to take us all the way. Wide of the
82.
mark, and so Alex
Alec,
Small
you
returns with 75 to win it.
I just keep things simple here. Okay, don't.
72.
And now he finds himself
Mason, you
on
require
3.
46.
And all of a sudden, this game should be heading towards the last leg decider. 2 in hand, a double 18.
10.
But that is not going.
Alec, you require
But Alec
3.
has the dicey combination of 3.
If he's not careful, this could take a while.
Can't go no further.
No score.
And
Mason, you
because he's
require
dropped low,
36.
Mason Whitlock's back for 36.
He knows where double 18 is. This is what he hit for a 9-darter.
Game shot in the 6th leg. Mason Whitlock.
Not this week. It was a while ago.
Well,
7th and final leg is
we're
Alex
going
to
all
throw
the way
first. Game
in
on.
this last game of the session.
83.
Yes, indeed, it is the last leg of game 95 of the week. 9 games on Saturday night.
85.
Best one of the week being the final.
58.
Expensive darts match as well. Lots of money on the line. And that invitation back to Champions Week, which is only 6 weeks away.
Not to mention, it's a £90,000 snowball effect, because if you win this, you can win Champions Week, and if you win Champions Week, you're getting in the Globals, where Jack Tweddle,
42.
a couple of months ago, picked up a £60,000 cheque.
Any idea if the ADC are going to keep the same format this year? Because I think what they
45.
did was really good.
So it's going to be played over a week this year. So we'll play the Champions Week on Halloween night. And then the Global Championship will start on Monday the 2nd of November. And it'll be played all the way through to Sunday the 8th. The actual format of which I don't know as of yet, but it will be a round robin.
60.
Interesting. First, you've got to get there.
And we don't quite know the qualification system yet. Hopefully we'll know
100.
before due course. Heading towards March, getting towards that season where you want to know how you qualify for things. But Alex Small is not going to qualify even if he wins this game.
90.
His week's work's going to
Alec,
come
you
to a
require
close, but can he
84.
bring the curtain down for win?
Not like that, he can't. Where does
28.
Whitlock start?
Mason, you require
That stipulates where he
136.
could end. Regulation. And all he can do is leave tops.
96. Alec, you require
Advantage
56.
small.
Yeah, his hopes in the hands of this man and hoping that he misses.
Game shot.
And there's no
And the match,
mistake on
Alex
tops.
Small.
Alex Small finished his campaign with something to smile about. For Mason Whitlock, it was all about damage limitation tonight. He did get a win on the boards, but that, unfortunately, was as good as it got for him. So Alex Small wins the game, but it is Reece Robinson, Scott Taylor and Simon Whitlock that qualify through to tomorrow night's final. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where the night's action in Group B has come to a close. And before the break, we saw Alex Mill get the better of Mason Whitlock by 4 legs. It was all kind of done, really, after the first 4 matches. Scott Taylor, Simon Whitlock and Reece Robinson all making their way through. Reece Robinson topping the table. That's because he got a fair few W's tonight. We can confirm that for you now. Robinson at the top of the table, from Scott Taylor in second, and Simon Whitlock in third. So that's how things ended up as far as Group B is concerned. And it's Aussie World Cup teammates reunion here in the studio, because Simon's joined the asset Paul Nicholson in the studio. Great to see you, Simon. Great work tonight.
Thank
you got
you.
the job done in the first 2 matches, and I'll tell you what, there was some vintage stuff in there at points.
Yeah, there's a few good ones left in me, and even the ones I lost, there was a few good ones. But yeah, it's been a very tough group, and it's been a very enjoyable group as well.
How much have you enjoyed this week? Because you've played some really, really good stuff over the last 5 days.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I mean, I've been with some good people and had a great time in the back room there, and had few good laughs and stuff, and then there's been the great darts on the stage, so it's been really good.
And I get for you that is exactly where you want to be at this stage of your career. Obviously, you still want to be competitive. Of course, that desire to win is still there. But I get the sense you want to enjoy it a little bit more now.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, I'm getting old now, but I still enjoy my darts, and I'm still very competitive, so I want to win every game like everyone else, and yeah, I hope I show that.
You were saying in commentary tonight it felt vintage Whitlock at times.
Yeah, I think sometimes when we have a player who is at Simon's stage of his career, it's easy to say that when he does one good shot, that it's vintage such and such. But you've got to pay respect to someone's legacy a bit better than that. You've got to let them do it over a course of time. So when we were just off the air now, I reminded Simon that in his last game last night and his first 2 games tonight, it was 12 hits from 15 on the doubles. That is vintage, what he used to do in the Premier League and what he used to do in all the majors. So that was me trying to be fair to his legacy. It's not just one game where it's 4 from 4. This is over the stretch of 24 hours. So it is rather impeccable to see someone of his standing doing that again, just like he was 15 years ago.
As Nico says, timing's always been one of your key strengths. And we saw that actually in your game against Mason with that 145.
Yeah, absolutely. I knew I had to get it. I mean, he's got 46 left after 9 darts. Like, right, you got to get this. And fortunately, I hit it.
How much fun was it to play against him this week on the stage in front of the cameras?
It was really good. And the biggest thing is I was really impressed with him over the last couple of nights, especially tonight. He was like very professional. He did everything right in the practice room. He was practicing more than everyone. He came on the stage, practiced as well. And then he produced some really good darts tonight, so I'm extremely proud of him.
It was certainly an improvement. We were saying in commentary, obviously the numbers backed it up as well, night 1 to night 2. It looked like a better version of himself.
Yeah, and he knew in his head he had to win all 4 games tonight, and he did try, and, you know, he put up some very good darts tonight.
What was it like for you to be in that practice room with him, knowing that he was going to be an opponent?
Yeah, it's pretty much same as everyone else, but yeah, I knew he was there, and, you know, we didn't talk a lot, and he did his own thing, and I did my own thing, so, you know, it was very professional what he did and what I did tonight.
Because as difficult as it is, you've got to try and separate those things, haven't you?
Yeah, you do. I can't say from my own career and even playing here what it was like to play against family, because my family are not involved in professional darts. So it must be a very strange feeling. The closest a lot of people will feel is if they were playing someone who is a very close friend, but that is nowhere near what it must be like. We'll probably ask Steve West again when he's back what it's like to play his own brother, and when he played Tony on the European Tour, he averaged 110 against him, so there's definitely no love lost when you're playing against family.
So I'm going to have a little chat with you in just a second. Myself and Nick are going to round up what else has happened tonight, and it was a night where Reece Robinson was word perfect.
Yeah, he was brilliant, wasn't he? Just something that you expect to see from Reece. He's a great player, and he's chosen to take this step back from PDC darts to focus on what he does when he's at home, and when he comes here, he always seems to time it well. You don't win 3 weekly titles without having talent and belief and that little bit of flair, and that's what his game is all about. But tonight, what we saw from him, it was professionalism. He didn't go for the flare shots when he could have. He decided to go for the textbook shots. And his ability to execute under pressure was really good the last couple of days.
Are we also fair to say that Scott Taylor just did the job last night he needed to do?
Yeah, I think so. He came in a bit cold tonight, and I think he was a bit surprised that he wasn't playing very well at all. He did manage to get a win eventually, but let's face it, if he plays the way he did tonight, on Saturday night, he's going to get absolutely trounced. So a little bit more of what he did in the middle of Thursday is going to be required.
Right, let's have a look at the tournament bracket then as we head towards Saturday night here at the Live Lounge. Ron Moulenkamp won Group A, just edged Simon Whitlock to it on Wednesday afternoon. Simon, of course, made it through alongside Reece Robinson and Scott Taylor in Group B, whilst Group C, Matt Dennett was ultra impressive. He's going to be alongside Andy Davidson through that group into Saturday. And we can have a look at those groups for you now, and this is how tomorrow night will break down. The groups that in play are as follows: Ron Moulenkamp, Scott Taylor, Andy Davidson in Group 1. Not the easiest, Simon, for yourself. Reece and Matt Dennett, I know you and Matt, you know Matt very well from tour days and other days.
Yeah, I've never played Matt actually, so that'll be interesting. And Reece, I owe him one, so, you know, it's going to be good.
That's terrifying. That Group 2, that is absolutely terrifying. That, I just can't wait to get my teeth into that. If you're not watching on Saturday night because of that group, then you need to have a word with yourself. You can't ask for anything more than that. Matt was spectacular in winning 10 out of 10 in Group C. Simon's been brilliant all week, and Robinson is the ultimate flair player. I can't wait for Group 2.
And just finally, Simon, how much would you like to keep up this winning role that you seemingly are on at the minute?
What was that?
That winning role. It's hard for me to say, I'll be honest.
That winning role.
I'm just glad Reece Robinson wasn't here.
Well, I'm going to start a new winning streak tomorrow. That's my goal.
I'm glad I wish I said that instead. Simon, many thanks, many congratulations. Nico, many thanks as ever. Plenty coming up on Pluto TV. Thankfully, no ours in that. However, our next programme is on the Oki with the Whitlocks. That's coming up in a few moments' time. And then tomorrow from 1 o'clock, Luke Humphreys is live at the Live Lounge. And then you can see that fellow in the bottom right-hand corner. He's going to be in finals night alongside Simon and Scott Taylor tomorrow night. He's looking for another weekly title. And Andy Hamilton is in action as Week 7 gets underway in earnest on Monday morning from 9:30 a.m. But Simon Whitlock, he got the job done in the end as far as Group B is concerned. He's going to be playing in finals night on home turf. We wish him, we wish everybody involved tomorrow night all the very best of luck. He rolled back the years as Reece Robinson topped the table. Him and Taylor will join Whitlock into Saturday night. I hope you can join us from 7:30 p.m. from all of us here. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye for now.
The new Modus Super Series champion.
Oh my word! It's another incredible moment tonight.
Jeff Smith.
It's match down.
5-star performer, and the bullseye is hit.
It's Johnny Magny.
He will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have one dart.
Requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit!
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jurgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Gablas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away.